Now we review Creed 3, currently in theaters. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I have seen Creed 3. I think I fell asleep at some point. But I have seen Creed 3, and I did not see Creed 2, so I don't know what happened in Creed 2. I don't know why Stallone's not in it. But Michael B. Jordan is in this film, and what is going on is that he is Creed, a retired boxer who is now a boxing trainer and promoter owning his own gym, and he gets visited by his friend who was in jail, and these two were almost like brothers. And now, despite the fact that this man is older than Creed, he wants a shot at the title. Okay, that's the first act. You should never reveal more than the first act. Before I go any further, let me inform you that for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from the company 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. If you'd be so kind as to comment, like, and subscribe, you'd be doing your part for a better world. Now, look, I was never 100% behind Creed in the first movie because, to me, he started out poor. He became rich off of his father's hard work, and then he wanted to join into a profession where he got the snot kicked out of him. Okay? I guess, but the thing about that is, why would you do that? Go out there, get an education, become a happy person, and have a bunch of kids. So I never got behind Creed. What he's fighting for is to prove something, I guess. And then it's like you've got money, you've got a certain amount of fame, and fame is what made you a contender. That's the first movie. The second movie, I know it has something to do with the son of Ivan Drago. He appears in this movie. Now, in the third movie, we have this case. It's like, yeah, dude came off the streets, and one of the people that he came off the streets with was like a brother to him. They didn't have a falling out, but the dude went to jail, and it's specifically said in the movie that the dude went to jail for, beating on the man that abused him at a boarding house or something, a foster home. Okay, so to me, it's like, all right, this movie is going exactly the way it should be going. Is that Creed, who should feel terrible about forgetting about this guy, who should have sought him out at some point, is now helping him. All right. And the dude wanted to be a boxer. He's kind of a dirty boxer, apparently. Which, hey, isn't it entertaining when they cheat? That's what wrestling's about. So I don't really get that. I mean, that concept to me is kind of lost. Why? Like, there's this thing, and there winds up being a rivalry between these two, and they got to fight it out. And it's like, just to be clear here, there are no stakes. Because it's like, well, yeah, dude, but I mean, if you don't fight this guy, aren't you still going to be rich? He's going to talk smack. Yeah, but he's the champion. Okay, but you're still rich. I mean, it's not like Balboa where it's like, oh, there was a bad financial decision and now I've got to do another fight to take care of my family. The stakes are low. And that's the thing. I mean, again, dude, not to say this is a bad movie. I get the competition there. I get the fact that there's this rivalry and there's these personal stakes. And this is the character of Creed, of he's always got something to prove. He's got that chip on his shoulder that he's always got to fill in with victory. And I mean, okay, that's a motivation. It's not the best motivation. It's not the motivations we often had with Rocky, where it was, sometimes he was motivated by pride, but often he was motivated by trying to protect his family in the later movies. The first movie, yeah, he was just a boxer, but he was a poor person. Stallone himself, poor when he wrote Rocky, so poor he had to sell his dog. But here, again, Michael B. Jordan is Creed. He's a person that, You know, he came into it hot, and he's staying hot, and you know the stakes. He doesn't understand the concept of stakes, and that's kind of the problem with this movie for me. Again, not a bad movie. It's just this like, okay, you win, you lose at the end. You're still a rich dude, and I mean the important thing is that you fight well, not whether you win or lose. So there's really not a lot going on there. Now again, this film, not being bad, belongs somewhere along the middle of your watch list, lower middle, in fact. So yeah, I'm not saying you should avoid this movie. It's serviceable, it's reasonable. It's just that from a standpoint of entertainment, I mean, I don't think the fight scenes get you into it as much as the Rocky movies did. And if you're not into boxing, you might not be so into this movie. If you are into boxing, this is a must-watch for you, obviously. This is the big boxing movie. But for me, I mean, it's just like, I could take it or leave it. It's not wonderful, but it's not terrible. It's very middle of the road. I mean, again, this is a competent director. It's B. Jordan's first time directing. But again, I mean, there are so many people out there who, I mean, there are people who it's like, dude, I'd fight a title match just to lose and get the money because my life is that bad. There are people like that. I mean, I've worked with the homeless. I've dealt with these people on the street. I've done my best to help these people. And I mean, I'm looking at this character thinking, you spoiled rich boy, you need to remember your roots. So yeah, lower middle of the watch list, not a terrible film, but ultimately just not as inspiring as the Rocky films were. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I'm Richard. Randall the Rat here once again. And I'm here to remind you humans to comment, like, and subscribe. And you know why? Well, have you watched the news? Mother Nature is pissed! And we can help. Because each one of these necklaces I'm wearing, it's a medal from the Conqueror. And in addition to being awesome bling, each one of them represents 5 trees. 5 glorious trees that the owner of this channel has had planted. I'm wearing 5 of these, so I've got 25 trees around my neck. 25 of the more than 100 that have been planted so far. So if you want to do your part to unpiss off Mother Nature, listen to old Randall here and comment, like, and subscribe. Or, of course, I could just eat your face and make there be less humans to pollute the environment. Global warming sucks, and you're delicious.